The football is finally back. That Nottingham Forest limbs in the away end 2 weeks ago feels like an absolute lifetime. But we're back, and there is no bigger game, in my opinion, in my book, in my calendar, than Manchester United at home. It's the one I look out for. Call it revenge for the cup final, call it Champions League challenging, call it top four challenging, whatever you want to call it. I call it a match against a team that I can't fucking stand. The match preview's coming up, so make sure, Newcastle fans, you stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, you lovely Newcastle fans. It's been a while. It has been a while. I've done a couple of videos across the international break on a couple of different topics. My last one was about the safe standing issue. Had an interesting response to that. I've had a lot of inbox messages to my Black and White Banter social media channels from other fans who maybe shared the same views. A lot of them quite in depth. A lot of people who are quite upset. They have elderly family who are now going to have to move. Interesting. So if you haven't checked out my views on safe standing, just go a little bit further down. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk first and foremost about why you should whack that little like button. Do that now, even if you don't like this video. It doesn't take you anything at all, but it means a lot to me, and all of this video editing becomes worth it because more people see it. So go on, do that now. And if you like my opinion by the end of this video, you'll reserve judgment till then. Whack that subscribe button. And apparently you can hit a little notification bell as well, so you'll even be told every time I put one on. And of course, there's a Manchester United vlog coming on Sunday, talking to fans, build up to the game, talking to fans afterwards, my full-time reviews, reactions, and scenes from inside the stadium as well, where I'm sure the atmosphere will be absolutely rocking. So this is, as I said at the start of this video, this is for me the standout fixture. This is the one I look for. This is the one I would probably plan my holiday around. I do not want to miss Manchester United at home because since I was younger, I've always absolutely hated them. That'll never change. A lot of people say you just dislike us because we're successful. Manchester United fans, a lot of these people who've said that to me in the past. It's not because they're successful, because they're not successful anymore and I still hate them. Don't like their fan base, whatever. But that's just me. I'm not, I'm sure a Manchester United fan might tune into this depending on what hashtags I use. This isn't me doing a video for a slagger match. Just me personally, it's a big game. It always will be. And I like to get one over on them. For a lot of people, this game will be redemption, revenge for that cup final, which obviously hurt quite a lot. Can't believe it was, God, it was only the back end of February, wasn't it? It feels like months and months ago. It was only a month ago. So that's crazy. That's a quick month, just over. But yeah, a lot of people will see it that way. Yes, that cup final hurt. Yes, we're still without a trophy. But I think we've moved on. I really do. That was an amazing weekend down in London, Trafalgar Square and whatnot. We got over that one quite fast, I felt like. It was a little bit flat afterwards for a bit. Of course it was. I don't see that as revenge going into this, but do I think the players will see this game as revenge? Yes, I do. I don't care what Eddie Howe says in his press conferences. Bruno was in tears at the end. Joe Linton was upset. We know what some of these characters, particularly Bruno, how fiery he is and how emotional he is. He will have a memory of Manchester United as the people who took his dream away. If I was Dan Burn, a Geordie playing in the team, he still has a very big memory of walking out of Wembley with a loser's medal because of Manchester United. That will stick there. I really do think that. Maybe for some of the international players, maybe some of more the English players, they used to say, I don't know, but I do think there will be an emotional attachment to this game for their players, and that's only going to fire them up more, and I'm happy about that. Give it everything. If that gives an extra 5% for other players, then you use whatever you've got to use. But there's a bigger fish to fry with this game, isn't there? We are 3 points behind Manchester United in that table. This could be huge. This could be absolutely huge. We go into this off the back of back-to-back wins. Alexander Isak is now looking fitter and fitter. He's played for Sweden in the international break. He's really looking a player. There's talk about how Callum Wilson's looked a lot fitter in Dubai. I hope that doesn't mean he's coming back in. We know Eddie Howe loves him. We know he's one of Eddie Howe's golden children from when he was at Bournemouth. I get it. We all love Callum Wilson. He's done amazing things for us. but you can't drop Alexander Isak. You can't. And just on the back of that, the Dubai trip, we all know what these trips have done for us in the past. We've come back and we've been absolutely flying. I think the last time we had a trip away, we started it, I could be wrong on this, we started it with the 4-1 win at Southampton, the one that I went down for that one in the league, when Almiron ran riot, Willock, Wood, Mr. Chris Wood even got one that day. That was the start of after the last international break. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but we've always done well from these. Eddie Howe likes them, and there's a reason he likes them, because they seem to do us a lot of good. The sunshine, the relaxing, just staying together as a group, bonding, enjoying a bit of time off and coming back and ready to smash it again. So fingers crossed the players are that little bit fitter, a little bit sharper, because they've had a little bit of downtime. Because it's been a stressful time, it has. And I'm not going to sympathise with footballers, but cup final, straight back into Premier League action, and the fixtures now are coming thick and fast. We've got West Ham on Wednesday, into Brentford, I think they're staying in London, straight into Aston Villa a week later. Lots of away games coming up, so we're not at home very often in the next couple of weeks, which makes this game an even bigger proposition, you could argue, as well. But for us to close that gap, we are still in this little club of teams, the Chelseas, dare I say the Brightons and the Brentfords, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, all going around there. Manchester United will get pulled back into that little club if we can get a result. But we are facing a very tough Manchester United team, and it pains me to say it, but I'm going to say it. But we are facing a very tough Manchester United team without Mr. Casemiro. Casemiro was very important for them in the cup final the last time we played them. I think a lot of their fans see him as their star player this season. I don't watch enough of them to comment on that. I watch them in the Europa League on a Thursday if they're on the telly now and again. But he's been very influential for them. I know he's had a couple of red cards, but generally speaking, he's a good player. We knew he was coming from Real Madrid, and he's out. And that's a really, really big loss for them. And I think that could even be a game-changing loss, because I know Rashford's going to play. I know he missed international duty. We know it's mind games. Marcus Rashford will play on Sunday. It was the same at the cup final. He's going to be injured. He'll be in there. He's rested up. He's used the international break to rest up. That's why he didn't go with whatever knock he had to the England squad. He'll be playing. But because Casemiro's not in there, we know Eriksen's got a long-term injury. Can we win the midfield? Now, Joe Linton coming back, Big Joey, is absolutely huge for us in a game like this. And there might be some Newcastle fans out there who actually think that he shouldn't come in because we've won back-to-back games without him. Not for me. Joe Linton is one of the first names on the team sheet. That's how much I rate him in our side. He's constantly getting man of the matches. He's constantly a standout player when he plays for us. For me, the first names on the team sheet for Newcastle at the moment is like your Popes, Botman, Shea, and then it's probably Isak and Joe Linton. Really, that's how high I rate him. I would put Joe Linton as more of a first-team starter because of his influence in matches for me this season over Bruno. And that, I know that's going to cause controversy. It's not me belittling Bruno. I just think Joe Linton is one of them players. You need him in your team. So he's huge coming back. And I do think because there's no Casemiro in there, they might go with the likes of your McTominay. Could be wearing a Newcastle shirt. I'm not going to talk about that today. Let's see how he does on Sunday. I'll keep a wandering eye. Your Freds. If we play Longstaff's graft, Bruno's creativity, Joe Linton's shithousery, back and forth, his athletic run, his aggression, and then Joe Willock's powerful run as well, because Joe Willock recently has been brilliant. He really, really has, and long may that continue. I think we can win the midfield battles. Dan Burn didn't have the best game against Anthony in the cup final. He needs to correct that, because I would love to see Matt Target come in, but not as much as I would have a while ago. Dan Burn has played better in the last 2 weeks, as every player in that Newcastle side has. So he's got a job on to keep an eye on him. I always back Botman and Shea against the likes of Rashford because they've been such a solid partnership. Nick Pope wasn't playing in the cup final. Nick Pope's bursts out as long as he doesn't use his head, as long as he doesn't do anything daft, which he's done a little bit more recently. Matt Rashford's always on the run. He's always on the last man. Nick Pope's reading of the game, which is brilliant, that will be important in this match. It will. But I think we can win that midfield. You win the midfield against a team like Manchester United. I still don't back that Man U team defensively compared to the Man U teams of years gone by. And that's probably why they're not challenging for titles. we can cause them problems. Isak can cause them problems. Willock can. Bruno can pull the strings in midfield. Now, based off what I said about Joelinton coming in, who comes out? So Eddie Howe's obviously got selection headaches there. Now, I know Alan St-Maximin, this is a game set up for him. It's a difficult one, isn't it? So I would probably go for this one. Obviously, Bruno picks himself. Longstaff, I think, picks himself, if I'm being totally honest with you. Joelinton has to come back in. I would probably go of it Isak, Maximin on the right, Willock on the left, and I would have Joelinton and Willock switching constantly on that left-hand side. In great attacking positions, get Willock out there. Joelinton can overrun him. Joelinton, they can switch because Willock's got such an engine, the same as Joelinton does, and really cover that left-hand side. St-Maximin has not been used on the right-hand side for a while, but we know he can play there. He's got the skills, he's got the ability. And Luke Shaw, I don't think is a great defender. He's got a good left peg and he's quite good at the other end, but I don't think he's a great defender. There's an argument for Jacob Murphy for his work rate, and he's looked quite good in recent games, and I don't like to drop him because I thought in Nottingham Forest, I talked about him in my last word video. Jacob Murphy was influential and he was powerful and he did a lot of good. But I think St-Maximin is set up for a 4:30 kick-off against Man United. And I'm not the biggest St-Maximin fan, as anyone who watches my videos knows, but I would start him and see how he gets on. And then Eddie Howe's got them options off the bench to switch it up. But Joelinton has to come in for me. He really, really does. This game's going to be big. This game is going to be a cracking atmosphere. This game, I want to see every single player going for it. They've had a 2-week break, a nice trip to Dubai. The work rate on Sunday should be absolutely unmatched compared to anything we've seen so far this season, or seen for a while. It really should. They beat us in the cup final. We're 3 points behind them in that top 4. You don't need any more. Stick that on a board in the dressing room and say, right, lads, go and do your worst against this lot. The stage is set. The Sky cameras are there. War flags are ready. 52,000 half-cut Geordies are ready. Go and do it. And my God, would I love a result. Honestly, if there's one game I want a result in, it's against that lot. I really, really, really do. I'm going to go for a draw, though. As much as I would love a result, love to sit here and say we're going to win and be Mr. King Optimism, I'm going to go for a draw. I think it'll be a cracking match. I think it'll be exciting. I think there'll be goals. I'll maybe go for a 1-1 if I was to call a scoreline. And I would be pretty happy with the draw. I would. I can't sit here and deny that. 3 points would be amazing. But going into games against West Ham, Brentford will be a big match. Aston Villa, all games we can get points from, I would take a draw against a team in the form that Man United are in. And they're not very good away from home, but that's what I'm going to go for. But come on. Our season feels like it's restarted, and what a game to get a win in. What a game to go home from St James's Park on a Sunday night. Oh, it's Man United. It's got to be Man United. That's the one I always want to win. Let me know your comments, Newcastle fans. What do you think the score's going to be? And who would you pick? If Joelinton comes in for you, who you bringing out? Let me know. I want to know, because that's a big debate Eddie Howe's got. It's a big selection headache he's got. And if you've stuck around this long, Newcastle fans, whack that subscribe now, because of course there's going to be a match vlog coming on Sunday night, and you don't want to miss it. Because if I do say so myself, my match vlogs are pretty good. And get Black and White Banter across all social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are on there and we are posting every single day. I'll see you on that match vlog, Newcastle fans. Enjoy your weekend before Sunday's game, and hopefully it'll finish with some Yorkshire pudding, some gravy, and 3 points against them awful Manx. How are you, lads? Oh,